Yes, good afternoon.
I'm happy to see you again after a long time when we held the previous meeting here in our staff room. So as I invited you, today we are going to have a meeting of starting how we can improve learners' performance. Firstly, I'm going to start by welcoming everyone to feel at home. So feel free. Here we are teachers. We are going to study how we are going to improve our students' performance. I'm going to start by telling you how agenda of today is going to be used. First, we are going to start by considering the attendance of our teachers, if everyone is present. Secondly, we are going to welcome our secretary to tell us overview of our previous meeting. Thirdly, we are going to start by seeing by welcoming our director of study to tell us overview of how our learners' performance. Fourth one is to share the problems that cause our learners to perform at a low level. That is the fourth one. Fifth one is to see how those problems that our students are suffering, how they may be solved. Sixth one is to make decisions of how we are going to improve our learners' performance. So welcome. In this meeting, I am sure that we are going to make sustainable decisions so that our students will be able to perform well. First, let me start by welcoming our secretary to tell us what are the decisions that we made from the previous meeting. Welcome.
Thank you, our head teacher. Previous meeting, we took place on 6/3/2024. We started with attendance, which are the 15 teachers and 3 administrational members. Second, head teacher welcomed everyone attended in a meeting. Third, teaching staff studied about how to empower or to improve the student learnings. Decisions that have been taken on a previous meeting are increasing laboratory material and improving debate in students. Thank you, our head teacher.
Thank you very much, our secretary, for giving us an overview of our previous meeting. So, without delaying, we are going to allow our director of study to tell us how the performance of our students nowadays in this, especially for this second trimester of this learning. You can tell us. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. As the director of studies, generally the performance of students is not bad as well. Generally, many students they perform well as usual, except 3 classes that I'm going to mention. The first class is Senior 6 MCB. They perform at average of 54%. The second class is Senior 2 class, which have poor performance in the whole school. They perform at average of 49%. The excellent class, which performed well in this last trimester, is Senior 4 MPG, where they performed at the average of 78%. The other classes remaining, they perform at around 60 to 70%. That is normal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our director of study. As he tells us the level of performance of our students not too bad. But although it is good somehow, but there are some challenges that we are still facing. So as you see, especially there in Senior 6 MCB, as they are finalists, they have to increase their level of performance. So we are going to see the problem that are behind the low level of performance, especially our advanced level. They are not performing well as we expect. So we are going to start by welcoming every teacher to tell us specifically in his or her subject which problem that you observe for your students. pass your modules or your lessons well. So we are going to start by allowing our history teacher. You may tell us which are problem that are behind the low level of performance of your students. Welcome.
Thank you, head teacher. I'm starting my appreciate you to give this opportunity to express the problem in my subject. Firstly, in my subject of history, there is a tool which are most problem that can cause to fail of to the some students. The first is the lack of internet in the room of research. So in history, the most problem we face is the lack of the internet in the room of research. And the second is the lack of the books which are updated through the Rebs versions books, where the most questions comes from those books. That is the problems faced in our subject of history. Thanks.
Thank you very much, our history teacher. As you tell us, there's a problem of internet, the lack of books which are updated. So those are problems are going to be lightened by our secretary. So make sure we are going to make sure that we are being correct. So let's welcome our physics teacher, Bosco, to tell us the problem that is behind the failure of physics. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, our headmaster. The problem we have in our physics course is that there is a shortage of equipment, and some equipment which have been damaged, and it is needed to be replaced, because there is some questions which have been asked by the district which comes from that experiment. We have not performed because we lack the equipment. And the problem is the problem of books. As teacher of history said, you have the shortage of books. Then if you are aware of it, you can increase the books. Another is the problem of the student who didn't revise. Some students told us they don't have enough time to revise when they are at home because of the household activities like agricultural activities and other activities they do when they are at home. So they don't revise well, and they result in the failure of the student. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our physics teacher, for your questions that you addressed to us. So as all questions, we are noting them down. So we are going to study how we can correct them. So let me welcome Miss Craney, a geography teacher here, and to tell us the problem that causes students to fail geography. Welcome.
Let's see the teacher. Problem you have in our lesson. Samulana comes from your family where they come in class without eating and start in sleep in the lesson. Another comes from the family with insecurity where the learner does not follow me while I am teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Craney, geography teacher. That's a problem of sweeping the class. I think it is behind the well-being of our students. So we shall also, after correcting those problems, we are going to study how we are going to tackle those then. So we are going to welcome Aline Paul, chemistry teacher, to tell us how students fail the chemistry in your lesson specifically. Welcome, tell us.
Okay, thank you. As my colleague said, there is several factors that regulate the performance of the learners. So in that several factors, there is teachers' behavior, teaching methods, and competitive. But now I'm going to talk about the teaching behavior. So firstly, as teacher, we have to be exemplary and to be role model in our classroom. We know that we spend the more time in front of us of the classroom. If the teachers do not behave well, they can cause impact in academic performance. So I come back to my lesson of chemistry. Students are limited practical exposure. We know that the chemistry is a practical science that requires students hands-on experiments. So there is a missing material in our laboratory. If it is possible, we can increase those material in order to perform well the lesson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Arinepor, chemistry teacher, especially in the advanced level. So that's the case you tell us is from advanced level, but we are here with the teacher, Chantal, to tell us the problem that ordinary level students are facing to fail the chemistry in ordinary level. Welcome to tell us the problem behind.
Okay, thank you, our head teacher. There are many problems which cause the failure of students. I am going to say about chemistry lesson. So many students they think that chemistry is a difficult subject. That is the first problem which causes the many students to fail this lesson. Another one is the lack of enough teaching aids. Like other teachers said, there is lack of enough textbook which are used in teaching and learning. Another problem, as we know, chemistry, they need more practice. Because of lack of enough materials, students, they focus on memorization. But the main important is to do practice than memorization. The student, they need more equipment or materials used, like materials used in the laboratory in order to do practice more than to memorize the subject. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You tell us the problem that students, especially at the level, are facing nowadays. So, about that materials, the secretary is still noting down those problems. So, be sure that they are going to be tackled. So, let's continue by welcoming teacher Dani, English teacher, to tell us what the problem behind English failures. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, our headmaster. So as an English teacher here at this school, the barrier that I see behind the failure of the runners is that it's because of their background, where when a teacher are assessing the runners, they don't understand the question. That is that led them to fail. So another issue, it is what my colleague has said that equipment, the lack of equipment, especially English notebooks, which they don't access the notebook where they can read so that to get more knowledge or information. So that is on behalf of me the reason I see the failure of the runner. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I see there is a problem of our students' background. So that's a problem we faced it from the beginning of this school. So we are going to think together what we can do about how we can address that problem. So we are going to continue by looking about biology. Especially in biology, there's a problem of failures. So we are going to welcome Mr. Enoch, a biology teacher, tell us what is the problem behind that failures. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm the teacher of biology. The main problem or challenges we have in our lesson is about of laboratory, where we have few equipment of laboratory. As we know, in national exam, we made exam with 50% of laboratory. That's why you have the problem about of equipment of laboratory. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You tell us the problem about equipment in the laboratory, especially in biology. So, without delaying, you are going to continue to see the problem that is behind our computer ICT. Thank you very much, biology teacher. As we see, we still have a problem communication through our digital materials. So we are going to welcome our teacher, CV, ICT teacher, to tell us the problems that's behind these failures in ICT. Welcome.
Thank you, our head teacher. There is a problem behind the failing of the student. The problem I have seen is the problem of the smart classroom, where there is no enough materials using in the smart classroom. This can lead the student to not have access to the internet for making research in their studies. This can lead them to fail in other studies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ICT teacher, to tell us what the problems that are behind those failures in, especially computer. So, as we have seen many problems that are behind these failures, we are going to start by seeing together what is solution, what are the sustainable solutions that we may take in order to prevent these continuous failures of our students. So firstly, I may welcome our director of discipline to tell us, because you see the discipline is the key to success, you are going to tell us that which are the sustainable solutions that we may take, especially in this school for increasing the level of our students' performance. Welcome to tell us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity you give me to describe how the discipline is in our school. First of all, the problem we have in our school is about the lateness and the absence of the learners to attend the regular class. This problem can be solved while the teacher do regular attendance when he or she is going to deliver the lesson in the class. And it is very important for the school administration to find or to buy all the school resources or materials needed for the teachers and learners to be used while they are learning. So it is very important to learners when they are studying with enough materials so that they can perform well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our director of discipline, for your commitment to search together with all teachers about the problem, how the problem must be solved. So without delaying, I may welcome also the teacher of, I see. Thank you very much, our director of discipline, for telling us overview of how discipline may be solved. So we may continue by welcoming our mathematics teacher to tell us what the possible solution, especially on the side of teachers, so that it can be taken in order to improve our performance of our students. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, our head teacher. Some of solutions that can be taken is like increasing laboratory materials, building more smart classes, and increasing a laptop and the connectivity in order to help students to search the related lessons on internet. So regarding the books, we think you can try to increase the reading materials like mathematics books, biology books, chemistry book, and in other lessons. And that I hope that they will facilitate our students and help them to succeed on a high rate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Herimas, our mathematics teacher, to tell us our possible solution that have to be taken in order to increase the performance of our students. So, without delaying, we may continue to our teacher's representative. You are welcome to tell us the sustainable solutions that have to be taken in order to increase the performance of our students. Welcome.
Thank you so much, our headmaster.
And there are many solutions we can do as a teacher or as a employee of the school, so that to improve or to increase the success of our students. So the first one, dear sir, we have to advise the parent so that they avoid the disagreement between them, because we have seen that this disagreement they can have the bad impact to students and lead them to fail in their studies. So we have to devise those parents so that we continue to improve the success of the students. So the other solution, actually, as a teacher, we have to be a model to our students, to have a good behavior, to have a good conduct to our students, so that they'll be able to be motivated in their studies. So this is the way we can improve the learning of our students, so that we will get on the success of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your incredible decision that you provide to us. Tell us that we have to improve also the behaviors of teachers. We have to love job. As we apply to this job to be teachers, we have to love our career as teachers. So without delaying, let's welcome our director of study, as he always control progressive of students' lessons. He has to be ready to tell us how the solutions have to be taken in order to have a sustainable performance of our students. Welcome to tell us.
Thank you again, teacher. As many problems are mentioned by different teachers, and some possible solutions are also addressed by different teachers. So I'm here to add on something. In the possible solutions, it's my task, it's your task as teachers or as teaching staff to manipulate those issues or problems so as to empower or improve the level of succeeding in your school. The first I can highlight is we have to love job, to love students. If you love students and they love your job, you have to do everything so as to make your students perform well. The second one is to facilitate these students, those who from different families with different family backgrounds. We have to facilitate them to have common understanding on lessons we are delivering, so no one can fail from his or her family background. The next is to facilitate the learners to love and have the skills on ICT tools. As the ICT teacher said, the many of students, they fear to use some ICT tools. So it's our task as teachers to help them to have the skills and knowledge about this ICT tools. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our director of study, for giving us the overview of how we can solve this problem of low performance of our students. So, as you see, we are about the end of our meeting by seeing the sustainable solutions that we can take to solve those problems of failures. So, I mean, as a teacher, I can contribute to provide a sustainable program like telling the teachers, as we are the one to take the first step to develop the success of our students. Secondly, we have to motivate our students to come on time. You see, they come late. That's the problem that we have to make sure that we are collecting as teachers. So without delaying, I'm going to welcome our secretary, as she was noting down all decisions that are going to be made she may tell us the overview of this meeting, and she tells us the decisions that have been made. Welcome.
Thank you, our head teachers. The points involved in these meetings were the first. Our head teachers welcome the meeting attendance and making attendance. We started with attendance about 15 teachers. Second, welcome the secretary to tell us about the overview of previous meetings. The third, our head teacher welcoming the director of. Thank you, our teacher. In these meetings, we will discuss about the following problems. The first problem is about the internet in our school, lack of the book, shortage equipment in laboratory, different laboratory physics, chemistry, and so on. Also, difficult subject involved in our schools like chemistry. So for those problems, we make a decision on how to correct it. The first decision was increasing the laboratory equipment, increasing the reading material, and advise the parent in order to help the student to perform well in their lesson. Thank you, our head teacher.
Thank you very much, our secretary, for your ambitious, to be ambitious person. So I see this is a great activity that you are doing to us. So I'm sure that those decisions that have been taken is going to be implemented firstly by us, by we as the teachers. There are no other people who will come for us to implement those decisions.
Yes.
So secondly, I see we are about the end. Let me end by appreciating the presence of everyone who sacrificed him or herself to be here in this meeting. And I'm sure that together we shall achieve more than you expect. I'm sure, and I'm happy to see you being motivated, teaching our students to be the fruitful people in the next generation. So I'm sure that everyone signed on the attendance, and we shall meet in the next time when we shall be celebrating the achievement that you have been made. Thank you very much. Thank you.